Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful, empowered harmonizers. We are zooming in and focusing in a little bit more in depth on getting a grip and understanding the traits and tactics of a manipulative individual who might be an antisocial psychopath. Someone of psychopathy, really, we're dealing with someone who has different structures, different sensitivities to neurochemistry and hormones than the rest of society. Really, it is thought that at least 1%, 1 to 4% of society is psychopathic. So that means 1 to 4 in 100. So people are going to come across these individuals. It just depends on to what degree of interaction you have. So if you found this channel, maybe you have found someone who has been very deceptive, who has betrayed you, who has cheated on you, who has told you a series or an ongoing series of pathological lies, lying when they don't have to. These are tactics of someone who is psychopathic, someone without without a conscience, literally and figuratively. Not that we're just joking, oh, they have no morality. I mean, we're literally describing someone who does not have any moral angst, who does not have any moral underpinnings. They have no remorse, they have no guilt, they have no fear. They do not experience these emotional states. So if they're not experiencing these, what are they experiencing? They are experiencing something very different outside, and something oftentimes I would feel which is not in the repertoire of the ordinary human being. They do not experience the same subset of emotions, thoughts, and inclinations, and perspective and mindset and the way that they look at things. In fact, a psychopath might tell you, you're making the mistake that you think all people think like you. A psychopath that's a psychopathic tell. So one thing also you might realize with these individuals is their tendency to give tells, which means they're telling you about their differences and what gives them a different composite or a different psychological profile or personality profile. But they will do this in a sort of nondescript way where they sort of get you hooked in the beginning. Some people might call it love bombing, but ultimately they will alienate and continue to agitate and annoy, oftentimes in to a pathological degree. To the degree where they will violate to the point where you're blowing a gasket. You cannot comprehend, you cannot make sense, you cannot put two and two together why or how, or even that this person would be capable of this. It's kind of like, have you seen those, the 8-year-old that sings like an opera singer, and everybody's going, wow, there's this 8-year-old, she's got this big voice packed in this little body, and they're like a prodigy. So it's very much like that. You didn't expect that this little person would have this big voice. You didn't understand that this individual can be very unraveling and work to ruin and take down others. So they might seem, sweet as cherry pie or whatever, and you didn't think that this person is this. In other words, their looks betray, and their everything betrays what's going on underneath. So these people literally shapeshift, I would say, into different demeanors, different facial expressions, different people. I mean, and they will oftentimes ignore and have an ability to ignore others to the point where they begin to feel invisible. And sort of, when I say ignore, I mean not relate to in a psychopathic way. In other words, they turn the callous on, they turn the cold on, and they turn the unfeeling on. This then designed to provoke anger, create hostility, make you feel like a jack in the box. I mean, you're about to, you're on the ledge, you push the eject button. I mean, they will get you to that agitated and beside yourself state. This is the state that they will most deliberately and calculated try to get you to lose control, lose your cool, so that then it can boomerang and they can say, well, it didn't work out because look at this, because look at that, and then they're pointing to a catastrophe that they have created. It's an engineered chaos. It is a hostility that is fostered in the relationship that they will oftentimes give little tells, little blurbs, little commands, looks that will create a severing. And people will then clamor to try to be on their good side, to relate, to connect, and there is no connecting. If this person is on a manipulation, then what I would say like a mission to manipulate or to get something, then if you are an obstacle or you're just sort of there, you will be treated as an obstacle. You will be treated as if you were in the way. You will be treated as if you are a nobody. Even though you aren't a nobody, you are a somebody. They will oftentimes provoke hostility by not relating to others. This is very covert. Well, they will withhold attention, withhold the smile, withhold eye contact, just withhold a handshake, withhold. And it'll cause people to think, what did I do wrong? What was, and then so they are then absorbed with thinking, and oftentimes to an obsessive degree, I can't figure this out. So you become a very sort of non-productive thinker, which into a question that has no answer or no solution. So they will take people, they will agitate and oftentimes offend others to the degree with which they are trying to claim or save their face. I would say to claim their person back. And so they feel very attacked. And someone who feels attacked then of course wants to save their face. They want to be able to show up in life for who and what they are. So they will sort of rip people's reputation down, and they will do this through smear campaign, all sorts of sundry ways, talking bad about you, getting you to separate and detach from what makes you you, your values, who you regularly are. Usually that is relegated to that is not good enough. Why don't you come with me? This is more exciting. This is more titillating. This is more fun. This is higher pace. This is da 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 da. I mean, it takes on the fantasy-like quality. We're, untouchable. We're, and you've never met anyone like me, and I've never met anyone like you. And then they'll begin to work their ploys. Doing things that you never thought, that you'd be able to do with someone of the opposite sex, or in business, or, giving you whatever sort of items that you need, small gifts, things that touch your heart that you've always wanted. They will take advantage of this and manipulate again and again, and then provoke an inadequacy with a very sort of built up persona that is supposed to be a big fit that will then cut and tear that down. People then feel like they have nothing. Because you have nothing in their eyes, they don't see that you have anything. So you're picking up on a falsehood. You're living then in altered reality of your sense of self. You're conforming to their judgment when their judgment is based on falseness. It is based on pretend. It is make believe. It is pretend. Have you ever heard of someone who is pretentious? I mean, we are talking about a manufactured, fabricated relationship. Will these people get married as part of the fabrication? Yes. Will they falsify documents? Yes. Will they falsify offices? Yes. Will they falsify anything? Yes. They will falsify whatever it is that they need. They will falsify documents to a judge in a court. I mean, most people would go, oh my God. I mean, this is, I would never do that. I mean, these people have no qualms. They have no tinge of guilt. They have no remorse. It is not in their emotional repertoire. If you were playing a piano, they don't have keys at that end of the scale. I mean, you're playing the keys all the way off the charts. I mean, there aren't any keys to the degree with which you think that they are playing. Do you understand? It's completely not, I would say almost, emotions or things that you don't have these senses to acknowledge and digest. You don't have the eyes to see it. You don't have the ears to hear it. You don't have the touch to feel it. You might have some, though, triggered emotions that end up occurring repeatedly when they're around. You might feel tension in your jaw. Some people might start pulling out their hair, pulling out their eyelashes, pulling out their nails, doing strange scratching behaviors, drawing blood, cutting themselves. These are all, behaviors that you can see manifest when you're around these individuals. So you might have to, the anxiety, the social anxiety. Oh my God, here they come. I mean, you will feel it in your stomach. So if you don't have the emotions to pick it up, pay attention to the other signals that you are picking up within and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why am I doing this? Why am I off center? Why am I off focus? Why am I having difficulty breathing? Why am I so anxious? Unpack these feelings, unpack these sensations. Remove those angst, feelings that have been, that you have felt antagonist, that someone has gone up against you. They will go against you to the most microscopic level. To the point where you don't even feel that you have a cell of your own body that you can get control of. This is what they do. This is business as usual for them. So be very careful that you pull back the reins and you begin to embrace your limitations and embrace and have gratitude for who you are and get away quickly. Do not associate. Do not ponder on. These people want you to think about them long after you're no longer with them. This is how they take up space in your brain, in your heart, in your demeanor, in yourself. And then people lose their sense of self. They lose their sense of self because they are so absorbed and they are so manipulated within that they have gotten a hold of the operating system, if you will, and gotten people so highly agitated that they can't pull themselves down off the ceiling. They can't look straight. They can't breathe straight. They can't walk straight. They're beside themselves. They feel like they can't make sense minute to minute. They have difficulty doing usual things, driving, going to the grocery store, making a phone call. They feel that, very uncomfortable. Just a sort of a state of ongoing anxiety or paranoia. This is when someone has antagonized you. These are seeds that are planted for you to feel this way. This is not your natural state to be fearful when there's nothing fearful around. These are seeds that are planted from manipulators. Find out where this is and get this out of your garden. Stop growing this so every time you look out the window, you're looking at something more peaceful versus antagonizing and causing you alarm. This is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe, and for goodness sake, please donate for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Peace out, peace in, peace be with you, and have a beautiful day.